Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage and we do it the other way around. Time for Jimmy Don.
मैं हूँ डॉन, मैं हूँ डॉन।
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage and the first half hour of Don was absolutely glorious. Amitabh Bachchan plays this ultimate Bombay criminal and his performance as well as the whole movie just ooze with cheese and sensationalism. The way this world and its characters are introduced, it's so over the top entertaining and in your face. But let's start with some basics. Don is a 1978 Hindi language action thriller Masala movie. It was the directorial debut of Chandra Barot, but more importantly it was another collaboration by the famous writer duo Salim Javed. We already watched and reviewed 3 of their films, Diva, Sholay and Mr. India. And Don is yet another entertainment spectacle and one of the films that helped to make Amitabh Bachchan an absolute superstar. Don was made on a rather low budget and it made pretty much tenfold what it cost at the box office. Its success led to several remakes, all of which also starred the big superstars of their respective industry. NTR in the early Telugu version Uganda, Rajnikant in the Tamil version Billa and Mohanlal in the Malayalam version Shubharaj. And then later, in 2006, there was another Hindi version with none other than Shah Rukh Khan in the lead, which was also followed by a sequel 5 years later. There was also a second Tamil remake in 2007, as well as a second Telugu remake in 2009. From the very first scene in which Amitabh Bachchan's Don arrives in the middle of nowhere with a shiny red car to meet 3 gangsters that he then blows up with a suitcase, Don felt like an Indian version of the 70s action exploitation cinema, and I absolutely loved that. We then get these psychedelic opening credits, and then it continues just as fast-paced and cheesy as it opened. Amitabh Bachchan and his character Don are the personification of a cool badass, and the first song and dance sequence in which a young girl is basically throwing herself at him to seduce and then deliver him to the police in revenge for killing her fiancé is really something else. And after the revenge plot of this young lady doesn't work out, we get another one. Zeenat Aman portrays Roma, a young woman who learns martial arts to then infiltrate Don's crime syndicate and attempt to kill him to revenge the death of her brother. It's really like a beautiful 70s fever dream in which everything is extreme. You get constant camera zooms, great colors, hairstyles and fashion, and I loved how each scene so super directly led to the next through something in the dialogue. I was so into this and couldn't wait to spend the next 2 hours and 45 minutes with this cold-blooded, ruthless sociopath of a protagonist and a young woman who's out for revenge and kicking some serious ass. Well, and then Don dies 35 minutes into the film, and also not by her hands, and I was pretty surprised. But of course, that doesn't mean that Amitabh Bachchan is out of the picture, it is his movie after all. Luckily, he also plays the slum-dwelling artist Vijay, who happens to look exactly like Don and who then has to pose as Don by the order of DSP De Silva, played by Iftekhar, who also happens to be the only person who knows that he's not the real Don, which of course will play into the second half of the film when Vijay is facing dangers from all sides. We also get Shivpuri as an Interpol operative who's trying to get Don, Kapoor as Narang, Don's right-hand man, and very importantly Pran as Jasjeet or JJ, who used to be a gangster as well, became a family man, lost his family and wants his own revenge. But mostly he just wants to find his 2 children, who are the same 2 children that Vijay was looking after on the streets and motivate him to get into this whole dangerous impersonating thing. As you might see, it's a pretty bonkers and contrived story, but it's also a lot of fun. It's so pulpy and it feels like 2 excited young schoolboys came up with it, which is awesome. This is of course no realistic, rounded gangster drama or police thriller. It doesn't want to be that and it shouldn't be taken too seriously. I remember that I had a little rant about the strange or missing logic in the Bollywood superhit DDLJ when we reviewed it. How it was possible that these few characters were bumping into each other again and again, and just how jumpy and sometimes nonsensical the whole narrative appears. but I didn't care anymore at some point because the movie won me over nonetheless, and I accepted its own kind of Bollywood logic. And to a certain degree, that definitely applies to Don as well. You just have to look past the many strange coincidences and outrageous actions and story developments. You have to accept that people or cars in chase sequences can be super close and just one cut later be very far apart. Everything seems to happen just like the screenplay needs it to be, and you shouldn't question it too much. All the things are so simplified and happen so immediate. Someone says something, cut to the next scene where that exact thing is happening, without any real obstacle, or more so without any feeling that this is actually the real world. At one point there's a police raid, and after just one cut, the entire police squad is just standing right next to the gangsters, as if no one has noticed anything before. I could accept almost anything and just had a blast with the film, but two instances were really too ludicrous for me, and coincidentally, both of them contain a rope. In one of them, Vijay is climbing up a rope so that he doesn't alarm the guards inside the building, but Roma cuts through the rope because she still thinks it's the real Don and not Vijay, who then falls several floors down. Of course into a swimming pool. And then, after literally just 5 seconds, he is magically back on top and chases after her. It's not just that he's instantly there, but also wasn't the whole idea of the rope that he wouldn't alarm the guards inside? How did he get past them now? But the other rope scene is even more bonkers. JJ, played by Pran, throws a rope out of a window. A rope that just coincidentally lies next to it in case someone wants to escape. He throws the rope, it perfectly lands on some other rooftop, and he then tries to slowly balance over it while also holding his 2 children. Now, this I could maybe accept. After all, at the beginning of the movie we see that he worked for a circus. But in really subpar blue screen manner, it is also revealed that JJ somehow threw the rope like 200 meters far and also over a super big, super busy street. And when the bad guys cut through the rope, JJ is still able to get away safely. The movie has been pretty crazy before, but this was really next level. And again, why I said that it comes across as if 2 giddy schoolboys have written the whole thing. But I have to say that there's yet another rope scene, and that one was pretty awesome. What I mean is the whole sequence in which Roma is breaking Vijay, aka Don, out of the hospital. And overall, Don is really just a lot of fun, and the long runtime is filled with great music and songs composed by the duo Kalyanji Ananji, wonderful over-the-top performances, and quite a lot of fast-paced, also over-the-top fight scenes. Especially the whole finale in a cemetery is really just bonkers. I think the second half isn't as strong as the first, but there's one late twist regarding the villain that added some momentum again, and to get our 3 good guys, Vijay, Roma and JJ, finally working as a team was also quite exciting. Even though I didn't feel that much chemistry between Amitabh Bachchan and Zeenat Aman. I think I liked them both better for their individual performances than as a pair, especially a romantic pair, which I just didn't feel at all. Unfortunately, Zeenat Aman and the character of Roma mostly shines in the first half, and after a certain reveal she isn't doing much anymore until the climax. But Amitabh was a delight throughout, though I wish that the juxtaposition between his natural Vijay and his fake Don would have been used more. Maybe there could have been more comedic moments that at the same time could have played with the tension of him getting caught. But after first pretending that he has lost his memory, he pretty much fits in perfectly with the gangsters and has no problems whatsoever to pretend he's Don. Which felt like a missed opportunity because his Vijay is actually a very different persona, which probably comes best to the foreground in the wonderful song and dance number Kai Ke Pan Banaras Wala, a sequence that of course shouldn't get unmentioned in this review. Apparently the song was initially intended for the 1973 Dev Anand film Banarasi Babu, but since it wasn't needed there, it was added in Don to balance the action-packed pace of the movie. Well, I'm just happy it's there, because it's a great song and Amitabh is giving a really lovely performance. So in German I'd say, ganz einfach, Don ist spaßigster 70er Jahre Bollywood Exploitation Wahnsinn mit einem großartigen Amitabh Bachchan in der Hauptrolle. I give Don 7 out of 10. It's more like 7.4, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it like always. Comment below and let me know what you think about Don. And also let me know what is your favorite film with Amitabh Bachchan. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd, and also on Patreon simply at The Jimmy Cage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.